Area College and to our 1996-97 season of theatrical events. A lot of you are listening to the music, and I guess most of you probably are not familiar with it. Just a few sexagenarians that I see sitting here and there in the audience who probably grew up with the music. I see one of my colleagues is probably familiar with most of that music. And but anyway, this brings us back to the 1940s, and this play was written in the 1940s. It's a fun production. We have had a lot of fun doing it, and the audiences so far have received it quite well. I want you to notice on your programs they will be having other events between now and the holidays. So I hope you'll return to MAC and see. I guess what's on there. There's the Messiah, and then there's the Nutcracker, and then we have our Christmas tree lighting ceremony, and then of course we have auditions for the spring musical. And so we hope to see you at all of them. And so anyway, with that, sit back and enjoy, see how they run. Thank you.
Thank you, Ida.
Don't mention it. I'll tell Mrs. Took you down.
You need not.
She's in the bathroom.
There is no need to. Will you let me speak, girl? There is no need to disturb Mrs. Toop. I want to see the vicar.
Why he's in the garden?
Well, will you?
Then.
Tell him I'm here, will you?
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. What an expression.
Oh, I know. Isn't it awful? I'll get it from Matt.
Her? Whom?
Why, Mrs. Toop. Oh, she's a caution.
That will do, Ida. After you have told the vicar I am here, put my bicycle round in the garage. I think we're going to have some rain.
Yes, Miss Skillen.
And Ida, don't ride it, wheel it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very well, Ida. Ida, I did not know that you could ride a bicycle. Good afternoon, Miss Skillen. I'm so sorry I wasn't in to receive you, but Penelope did not mention you'd be joining us for tea.
I have not come to tea, Mr. Toop. I wanted to see you.
Oh, why, certainly, Miss Skillen. But tea is here, so won't you join us? Do sit down. Penelope! Penelope! It's no use. When Penelope begins her exercises, she's lost to the world. Never mind, we'll begin, shall we?
Mr. Toop, I am hurt.
Oh, dear. Where?
I am hurt, grieved.
I am sorry, Miss Skillen, but I cannot offer you sugar.
No tea, thank you. Mr. Toop, I would be grateful if you could give me your undivided attention for just 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Why, certainly, Miss Skillen. Of course. 5 minutes.
It's the church decorations for the Harvest Festival.
What is?
Mr. Toop, have you been dissatisfied with my contributions to the church decorations in the past?
I don't think so. Why?
You will remember that I have always decorated the pulpit for the Easter and the harvest festivals. It has always been understood the pulpit has been my special little effort. Everyone knows it. Why, I have decorated the pulpit since...
Since time immemorial, I know, Miss Skillen.
Not quite so long as that, Mr. Tooth.
No, of course not. Do go on.
This afternoon I arrive at the church to do my little bit, and what do I find? The pulpit has been decorated behind my back.
No. Who would dare do such a thing?
No one would tell me, but I have my suspicions. We have always been the best of friends, have we not, Mr. Tooth?
Yes, undoubtedly. Do have some tea.
No, thank you. Wonderful friends. So I hope what I'm going to say, I find it very difficult to concentrate with that dreadful noise. Your dear wife singing?
Yes, it is a bit distracting, isn't it? Well, I'll see if I can... Well,
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
Penelope!
La 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 la.
Penelope!
Oh, is that you, Lionel?
Yes, dear.
Well, ask Ida to bring the tea in, will you?
Tea is already in.
Oh, well, go easy with the muffins.
Penelope, Miss Skillen is here.
Who?
Miss Skillen.
What about her?
She's here.
Oh,
Hurry down, dear. Miss Skillen is hurt.
I'm terribly sorry.
Such a keen sense of humor. Well, now, where were we? Ah, yes, the pulpit.
Mr. Tooth, I will come straight to the point. I have reason to believe that the pulpit was decorated behind my back by Mrs. Tooth.
Oh, dear. Yes. Most awkward.
I have nothing against Mrs. Tooth personally, nothing at all. There are some in the village who think it not quite the thing for the vicar's wife to appear wearing trousers in the village, even in these times. But as I say, we must remember that Mrs. Tooth was an actress, an American actress, before she married you.
Mrs. Tooth was also the niece of a bishop before I married her, Miss Skillen, and still is.
Oh, yes, indeed, I know. But, of course, the stage, a curious profession.
Miss Skillen. You must forgive this, Miss Skillen, but I'm straight from the bath.
Of course, Mrs. Tooth. One does get so dirty decorating the church, doesn't one?
Wait. Oh, well, now, who has been mother?
Mother?
Oh, I mean, who poured out the tea? Well, I'm dying for a cup, but I'm frightfully superstitious.
Oh?
The English say if two people pour out of the same pot, it's a sign of a row.
Yes?
Or that one of the pours is going to have a baby. And we don't want one yet, do we, Lionel?
Penelope, please.
And I'm sure Miss Skillen doesn't.
Mrs. Tooth!
I thought...
By the way, darling, do you think Mr. What's his name will mind?
Mr. Who? Really, Penelope, you must
You
learn...
know, darling, your friend who is coming to take the service for you tomorrow.
You mean Mr. Humphrey?
Yes, of course, Mr. Humphrey.
Now, Mr. Humphrey is not a friend of mine, dear. I have never even met the man.
Oh, well, do you think he'll mind?
Will he mind what?
Oh, well, darling, we ran rather short of chrysanthemums. I'm afraid the pulpit is mostly decorated with turnips and leeks. Now, Miss Skillen, more tea.
I do not wish any tea, thank you.
Oh, what have I done wrong now?
Penelope?
Well, it's no use pretending that I haven't erred and strayed. Why, the air is simply charged with righteous indignation. So, Lionel, will you run away like a good little boy? Then Miss Skillen and I can let our back hair down and scratch each other's eyes out.
Oh, I did not call to see you, Mrs. Tooth. I merely wish to have a little talk with the vicar.
It's the most exasperating fact, Miss Skillen, that after every one of your little talks with my husband, he and I have one hell of a row.
Penelope, I think Miss Skillen is only trying to be helpful. Besides, she has known the villagers longer than you have, and, well, she hears more of the gossip than you do.
Well, I'll say she does.
Mr. Tooth, I cannot stay here to be insulted. Mrs. Tooth, you have been in this And during all that time, I have never done anything but try to befriend you.
Oh, then it must be my fault. I'm sorry, Miss Skillen, but the fact remains that every time we meet, I am seized with a wild desire to leap in the village green, tear off all my clothes, and dance the hula hula.
If you did, we might be shocked, but I don't think we should be surprised, Mrs. Toop.
Oh, by the way, what is it this time? The soldier in the jeep?
No, Penelope, it is not. As a matter of fact, Miss Skillen mentioned that to me yesterday. A most unfortunate incident.
You call waving to a soldier in a jeep an unfortunate incident?
It's what others might call it that matches, Mrs. Toop. You not only wave, you yoo-hooed.
Yoo-hooed? So I did.
Did you know the soldier, Penelope?
Well, not Madam. In fact, I hardly had time to notice him. He just waved and yoo-hooed. So I just waved and yoo-hooed back. Didn't I, Miss Skillen?
Hardly conduct suitable for the vicar's wife, surely.
I'm sorry, darling, but there are times when I forget that I'm a vicar's wife and behave like an ordinary human being.
Penelope, I resent that.
Lionel, if you're going to have a row, it is not going to be in front of Miss Skillen.
You need not worry about me, Mrs. Toop. I am going. I am sorry my good intentions have been so misunderstood.
Miss Skillen, I can't say how much I...
Please, don't think about it. I hope I can forget and forgive. I think I'm broad-minded.
I'm sure you are, Miss Skillen.
Penelope, I'll see you to your bicycle.
Thank you. I'm perfectly capable of mounting by myself.
Ooh. Ida!
Yes, sir?
Oh, you can clear away the tea things, Ida.
Yes, sir. Well, somebody hasn't drunk all that tea.
Oh, you can take it away. It's mine. I don't want it.
And you've had no muffin either. Well, you haven't been letting upset you again, have you, Mom? You know why she's got a knife into you, don't you?
I think so, Ida.
And so does everyone else. Why, I'll say this, girl. She tried, I doubt. If she'd have landed him, it would have been God help her.
Penelope, I'm ashamed. Ashamed.
I knew it. I knew it. Off we go. Ooh, one day I will strangle that woman. Oh, what did she actually come up about?
Well, it appears that you have decorated the pulpit for the Harvest Festival.
Well, what about it?
The pulpit has always been Miss Skillen's territory.
Well, Lionel, darling, I didn't do it purposely. I swear I didn't. Of course, that old cow will never believe it.
Penelope, I'm going to have to ask you to moderate your language. You know, in your position, you should behave with a little more, decorum.
You mean I should act as the vicar's wife a little more?
Not act, but be the vicar's wife. You see, that's the trouble, Penelope. Can't you forget that you've once been an actress and behaved more than befits the niece of a bishop?
And just how is that? Well, the only other bishop's niece I know is in the chorus.
I believe that you're deliberately trying to provoke me. One more question. Is it absolutely necessary that you go about the village in trousers?
Well, why on earth shouldn't I? Well, they're comfortable and serviceable. Oh, and they're economical.
Well, that may be, but Miss Skillen says that they...
Darling, a woman with a bottom like hers could say anything.
Penelope!
Well, she's only livid because she can't wear them.
I refuse to stay here and listen to your vulgarity. Oh, and one more thing.
Yes, May.
What is it, Ida?
It's Willie Briggs from the farm, so he's waiting out back.
I'll see him at once. May I suggest, Penelope, that you go upstairs and dress? I would rather people saw you in trousers than without them.
Still him.
Who are you talking about?
Miss Skillen. She's in your garage.
What is she doing there?
Mending a bicycle tire. I punctured it.
Purposely?
No! Out of spite.
delighted. Well, tomorrow. Well, why not tonight? Oh, I see. Oh, we'll make it as early as possible in the morning. Well, why not? I see. Oh, you're a wicked old man. You take an awful lot of living up to. No, I can't explain now. It would take too long. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, goodbye.
Who was that?
Uncle.
Uncle who?
Uncle Dudley.
Not the bishop.
Himself.
Oh, gracious. What was that you said about seeing him tomorrow?
Lionel, there's no need for you to get so excited. He's staying the night in Badcaster at the Cross Keys and coming on here tomorrow.
At the Cross Keys? But that's such an indifferent hotel. Well, I guess he wouldn't know that.
Well, even a bishop can learn.
The bishop here tomorrow, and I am not taking the service.
Well, I know. Aren't you lucky?
I beg your pardon.
Well, darling, Uncle is very proud of the fact that he memorizes his sermons. If he saw you reading yours, well, he'd cut me out of his will. In any case, he's purposely arriving just in time to be too late for the morning service.
Extraordinary.
No, human. Do you think we can get something decent in for Uncle to drink? All we have at the moment is a bottle of very bad cooking sherry.
Well, what shall we get?
Oh, anything you can. Use your sex appeal. Uncle is very broad-minded.
I'll get what I can. Oh, dear. I wonder if I should be leaving now.
Oh, where?
To Northampton with the Glee Singers. They're giving a concert at the American Air Base tonight. Young Briggs has just come to tell me that the pianist is ill. And as they cannot find anyone else to ask if I would deputize for him.
Well, why shouldn't you?
Well, with the bishop arriving tomorrow, and as I have never met him.
Lionel, I don't think there is any reason for you to get so excited. Off you go and enjoy yourself.
I should hardly describe playing the piano for the village Glee Singers as enjoying myself. However, I suppose I must go. Briggs is waiting for me now.
Will you be late back, darling?
Well, I shouldn't think so. Although Briggs did mention something about a supper after the concert. I suppose that's the principal feature of the evening.
Lisa, will you bring us while you're Arista? What's getting on?
I'm just coming, Ida. Penelope, are you sure you won't be lonely?
Oh, good heavens, no. Why should I?
Well, good night, dear. You will go upstairs and put some more clothes on, won't you? Your night out, Ida.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Ida, when you come home tonight, put a couple of hot water bottles in the spare bedroom.
Oh?
We have a guest arriving tomorrow. Oh, my uncle, the Bishop of Black.
Oh, Bishop.
Ida, don't be late coming in. You know the vicar doesn't like you out after 10. Americans or no Americans.
Trouble with you, Ida, is you haven't got no oomph. What you wanting, something?
Ida, I didn't see you there.
Well, I saw you.
I suppose you know you have punctured my bicycle.
Oh, I never.
You're a very careless girl. I wondered if the vicar would help me. I'm having a little trouble with my inner tube.
Oh, I'm sure he'd be delighted, but it's gone out.
Out? Where?
Out.
Has Mrs. Toop gone too?
No, she hasn't. And she'll be down in a minute.
Oh, well, in that case, I won't stay.
Oh, excuse me. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ida, is this a friend of yours?
No, not yet.
Excuse me. Are you Mrs. Are you the vicar's wife?
I am not.
Good. Well, I mean, Well, it really doesn't matter what I mean.
Did you come to see Mrs. Toop?
Mrs. Who?
Mrs. Toop, the vicar's wife. Do you want to see her?
Well, I don't really know.
I beg your pardon.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm searching for a young lady.
Oh, indeed.
Do you mean a special one? Or would anyone do?
Oh,
A special one, a very special one. An old friend of mine.
why come to the vicarage? Are young ladies here? None.
Well, I may not be what you call a lady, but I got my feelings.
Quiet, Ida. Haven't I seen you before, young man?
Seen me before? No, I don't think so.
I'm sure I've seen your face before. I have a very good memory for faces.
Well, I have had it a long time. Penelope!
Hi.
Sweetheart!
Darling. What are you doing here?
Oh, I was looking for you.
Oh, this is heaven. Oh, Miss Skillen. The vicar is out.
Oh, but
I'm afraid he won't be back until rather late.
I
I'll tell him you called. Again. And that you will no doubt call again very early in the morning.
Well, really?
Ida, this is an old friend of mine. We used to be on the stage together.
It's all right, Mom. You don't have to use the sledgehammer to get rid of me. I'll live and let live. That's what I say.
Well, kid, you certainly got rid of them in a hurry. Weren't you a little abrupt with the campfire girl?
Miss Gillen, every time I see that woman, my temperature rises and breaks another record. Oh, never mind her. Though it's a pity I embraced you in front of her.
Why?
She won't sleep until she's told my husband.
Your husband? Say, kid, you're not Mrs. Boopadoop, are you?
Toop, darling, toop. Don't make it worse than it is.
Well, but you're not, are you?
Well, I am. And have been for nearly a year now.
Oh, but why?
What do you mean, why?
Oh, well, I mean, you, a vicar's wife. Well, it's just the last time I saw you, you were a young actress bursting with ambition, and, well, now you're here, in England.
An old married hag?
Oh, no, not yet.
There's no mystery about it, Clive. I knew Lionel, that's my husband, and I was a child. We played together. Well, then my family moved to America. 18 months ago, when I came over with the USO, we met again, fell in love, and here I am.
But what about your career?
Of that. My acting wasn't what you'd call brilliant, was it?
Oh, I don't know, not too bad. Are you happy?
Well, perfectly. Although sometimes I lose my sense of humor and want to scream the place down.
I bet you do.
But what about you? What are you doing here in uniform? Oh, by the way, would you like some tea?
No, thanks.
Well, sorry I can't offer you anything else except cooking sherry.
Oh, well, don't feel bad. I haven't brought much to cook.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, thanks to our Russian friends, my discharge hasn't come through yet. I've just been sent here from Berlin.
Well, sent where?
Oh, with Bempton, with the airbase there. I'm with a very unimportant job on the airlift to Berlin.
Well, Samson, Lionel has gone there for the evening. He's playing the piano for the village glee singers. They're giving a concert for the Americans.
Poor Americans.
Well, tell me, Clive, well, how did you know I was here?
Well, I saw you yesterday.
Oh, when?
Well, I thought you saw me too. I was in a jeep. I waved and you hooted. You waved back.
Good Lord, was that you?
Yeah, I saw you turning the gate here, so I figured you must be staying at the vicarage. And, well, since I had the afternoon off, I thought I'd look you up.
Well, I'm certainly glad you did, Clive. I was just wondering what I was going to do to pass the evening. All the same, I don't think we ought to stay in the house.
Well, why not? It's a comfortable house.
Yes, but except for you, I am completely alone in it.
Oh, Miss Skillen wouldn't approve, eh?
She wouldn't approve, but would she love it? God, what she'd make of it.
Well, we'll just have to go out somewhere then.
Oh, yes, but where? There's nowhere to go around here.
Well, we could always go down. Oh. Well, I guess it wouldn't be quite the thing for the vicar's wife to be seen in the village pub with an American soldier, huh?
Wouldn't be quite the thing for the vicar's wife to be seen in the pub at all, you fool. We could go to a movie. Oh, wait a minute. Could you bear to put your nose inside a theater, or would it break your heart?
Theater? What theater?
Well, we have a little theater group. Oh, here we are. This week, the chord players present... I can't believe it.
Oh, I can. 64 at Sweeney Todd.
Listen, this week the chord players present Noel Coward's delightful comedy, Private Lives.
No!
Yes! Oh, Clyde, just how many weeks till we tour Private Lives for the USO?
43. Oh, and a half. I forgot those last 3 nights from Merthyr Tydfil.
Could you bear to see it tonight?
Bear to? Well, I'd love to. Of course, I'd probably get thrown out of the theater for shouting out the lines of my old part.
Well, then we'll go.
Oh, wait a minute. Where is this theater?
Blatford. It's only a few miles, and there's a bus.
Sorry, kid, trip's off.
What? Why?
Well, Blatford's out of bounds.
What does that mean?
Well, it means simply if I was caught there in uniform, well, I'd be drug out in the street and shot. Well, and they'd cancel my next leave.
But why is it out of bounds? For what reason?
My dear, in the military, there's never a reason for anything. One of the brass hats probably thought it'd be a good idea.
What a shame. Oh, just think. We could have run over there, had a meal, seen the show, had another meal, and come back on the last bus.
Darling, you must be hungry. It sounds marvelous, but I'm afraid, as you English say, we've had it. Mind if I smoke?
Oh, of course. There's plenty there. Help yourself.
Excuse me.
Oh, Ida, haven't you gone yet?
Yes, and I finished one back.
Why, have you forgotten something?
Yes, and Mr. Toops' trousers.
What?
Oh, you know. You wanted Mom to put it back
Oh,
in the...
yes. I remember. I brought the whole suit down this morning. Here you are, Ida.
No, this isn't it.
Well, not?
No, this is Mr. Toops' second back suit.
How many suits has he got?
Oh, 3.
Black market.
Damn, then where have I put the other?
I'd better go and search for it.
Yes. No. Oh, wait a moment. I think I know just where I can lay my hands on it. Sorry, Clive, won't be a minute.
Oh, it's turned out nice again, hasn't it?
No, Doc. Sorry. Yes, rather.
Ida?
I beg your pardon?
Ida?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, no! I'm Ida.
Oh, yes, you're Ida. Oh, well, I'm awfully glad about that.
Don't mention it.
Say, kid, do you know who I am?
No.
Eisenhower's the name.
God, you're full of Malay.
Oh, as if I would.
I'll thank you, Evan.
Say, Ida, that's beautiful. We'll have to go out to the pictures some night.
Ow! I have a night off for next Wednesday.
Oh, well, never mind then. Heaven can wait.
Here you are, Ida. Ask your mother to do the best she can with it.
Don't worry. Mom will make it so you don't notice.
Will she make it so that Mr. Toop can wear it? That's all I ask.
Don't worry. I'll fix this with me tonight. Better put this one away.
Oh, no, I can do that. Have you brown paper and string in the kitchen?
Ready to go.
Well, run along.
Now, I wish you wear these.
You've made a hit.
Dainty morsel, isn't she?
Ida, she's an absolute joy. I wouldn't be without her for the world.
Oh, well. One man's pajamas is another man's nightshirt. You can't get away from that.
Never mind about Ida. Listen, Clive, I've got a great idea. Turn around.
Well, now look here.
Just turn around.
Oh, what is this, medical inspection? A 99.
Well, near enough beside. You can wear this.
What?
Lionel's other suit.
What? Me, a parson? Oh, don't be silly, darling. I'd be court-martial.
Oh, why not? If you go as a civilian, who's to know you're a soldier?
Well, yes, but still.
Clive. Dinner and a lovely drink, Clive.
Oh, all right. But I've got to get back into uniform before I go back to camp.
Oh, what time do you do back?
Well, anytime before midnight.
And we shall be back shortly after 10. That gives you plenty of time to change again.
But won't your husband object? I mean, I'd kick up a fuss.
So will he when it's too late to do anything about it. But we shall be back long before he ever is, so we need never know.
Oh, but suppose we...
Suppose nothing. If anyone asks any questions, just say your name is Humphrey.
Why Humphrey?
No, he's just the man who's coming to take the service tomorrow.
But I couldn't
Take
possibly...
these things in there and change.
Well, wait a minute. Let me learn my part first. Now, my name is Humphrey, and I've come to take the service tomorrow. I won't really have to take the service, will I?
No, of course not.
Why don't I go in there?
For the simple reason that I shall be in here.
Well, I see what you mean. But I'd like to go on record as saying I don't like it. I've played too many plays where the characters have tried this sort of thing, and it never works out.
Yes, darling, but it's always righted itself by the last act. Ida!
Don't bring her in here.
I'm not. I was just making sure she's gone.
Say, kid, that brings back memories.
Oh, you mean the song?
Yeah. Every night of the tour, the suspense of wondering if you managed to start on the right note.
Why?
Followed by the agony of knowing you hadn't.
I beg your pardon. Oh, I beg your pardon.
It's all right. Too late. Say, what do I do about a collar?
Oh, you can wear one of Linus.
Dog or otherwise?
A dog.
Oh, no. Now, I refuse. I will not add sacrilege to my other crimes.
Just turn
Oh,
around.
what, again?
Stop.
There. Oh,
Keep still or I'll choke you.
what do you think you're doing now? Easy there, my name isn't Skillen, you know.
Toward this moment, I wish it were.
What size is this collar, anyway?
Just 15.
Just 15. I take a 16. Still, what's an inch among friends? Do me a favor. Swallow. I can't.
There. Now we've got to put this somewhere where it won't be found.
And where it can be found as soon as we get back.
The chest. Nobody ever goes into the chest. Well, there's nothing in it but tennis rackets and Lionel's golf club.
Of course, I look like a fountain pen. Say, what do I do with this bib thing?
Inside, Billy. Clive, I'm looking forward to tonight. I wonder if the girl who plays Amanda gets as many laughs as I did.
I wonder if the man who plays Elliot gets as many bruises as I used to.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Oh, I think you know exactly what I mean. Well, the fight scene, Gene of Act 2.
Oh, what about it?
Have you forgotten how you used to completely lose your head and nearly strangle me?
I did not.
And the final blow that was supposed to knock me off my feet? Never once did you get that at the right moment.
That is a deliberate lie.
Never once.
Lie?
All right, maybe once.
Thank you.
The last night of the tour. I remember exactly how it was supposed to go. Your line was beast, brute, swine, devil, and you were supposed to hit me on the devil.
Well,
Well, you invariably caught me when I was completely unprepared for it. On the swine.
well, that's because you would move away from me. If I hadn't got it in then, well, I should have had to canter across the stage to catch you.
My dear girl, I was on the ground. You were lying on top of me.
I remember over and over again.
Can you remember the lines?
Can I ever forget them?
Fine, then. I'll show you what I mean. Take it from yours. This is the end. You remember?
Yes. I was here. Oh, ready?
Far away.
Well, this is the end. You understand? The end. Finally and forever.
You're not going like this.
I am.
No, you're not.
I am. Let go of me. Oh, you're a cruel fiend, and I hate and loathe you. Thank God I've realized in time what you're really like. Marry you again? Never, never, never. I would rather die in torment.
Shut up! Shut up! I wouldn't marry you again if you came crawling back to me on your bended knee. You are an evil-minded little vampire, and I hope to God I never set eyes upon you again.
Extraordinary. Penelope. Penelope!
Ow!
What was that? Penelope, is that you?
In the sheets.
Where are you?
In the sheets.
Miss Villain!
Oh, and with it floating on the green is little grandchild Wilhelmine.
Oh, good heavens, Miss Gillen, what has happened to you?
I'm a better man than you are, Gungadine. Oh.
Empty. Well, almost. Miss Gillen, do you feel well enough to sit up?
Sit up? Who with?
Miss Gillen, you really must pull yourself together. How on earth did you get here in this condition?
My legs. What's the matter with my legs?
Your legs.
My legs. They lack coordination.
Well, perhaps if I...
Whoa! Caveman? Why, it's Mr. Two.
Yes, do you feel better?
Better than what?
Miss Gillen, you really must get a grip on yourself.
That woman, she struck me.
What woman? Miss Gillen, what has happened here tonight?
Oh, nothing. It shall be our little secret.
Our little secret.
When I saw what that woman was doing to you,
To me, what woman?
my heart bled for you. No wonder she wears trousers.
Inebriated, hopelessly.
Oh, mazzy oats and dozy oats, lambs laggy, a giddly ivy too, wouldn't you? Oh, mazzy oats and dozy oats, oh, little lambs laggy. What's that?
Smell.
Woo! California, here I come.
What have I done? Miss Gillen! Miss Gillen! Oh, Brandy. Miss Gillen! Miss Gillen, sit up and drink this.
Well, don't mind me.
Ida! Ida, come here! Ida, Miss Gillen was not well.
Why, what's happened?
I don't know. I came in just now and found Miss Gillen. Found her Well, found her.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how Miss Skillen came to be here?
I shall say what I have to say in the witness book.
In the witness box? What on earth? Ida! Oh, heavens. Hello? Hello? The vicar speaking. The who? Oh, the police? Oh, good heavens. Yes, Sergeant? A what? A Russian spy? Escaped from the guardhouse at the air base? Well, yes, one cannot be too careful. Is he armed? Well, then I shall most certainly take every precaution. Thank you, officer. Thank you. Good night. Good night. What with one thing, another. Miss Skillen, how would you like to go home?
Who will?
Oh, dear. Miss Skillen, I do not wish to alarm you, but there's a dangerous character abroad today.
Oh, bring him here. I feel like a lion that has tasted blood.
You're right.
Ida, answer my questions. Do you know where Mrs. Toop is gone?
Not a word, Library. Well, you can't make me an accelerator before the fact.
Over and over. I saw them with my own eyes.
What did you see, Miss Skillen?
Over and over. With my own eyes I saw them. Sweetheart, he called her.
I cannot make head or tail of this. Ida, has someone been here to see Mrs. Toop?
Alexa Steele.
Over and over. With my own eyes I saw it.
Yes, so you keep saying, Miss Skillen, but you do not say what you saw.
If you have forgotten, then so have I. It's a closed book.
It's no use. Miss Skillen will have to stay the night.
What?
Miss Skillen is not well.
She's squiffy.
Ida,
But now,
don't glare at me, girl, in that offensive manner. I am not responsible for Miss Skillen's condition.
how'd she get hold of the cooking sherry?
Would you kindly stop asking stupid questions and go upstairs to prepare a bed for Miss Skillen?
I'll get some hot water.
So hurry back to help me get Miss Skillen upstairs. Where is Penelope? Hello? Hello? Is that the Grange? Oh, is that you, Mrs. Chittenden Jalamonley? The vicar speaking. I was wondering if my wife had called on you this evening. Well, you see, a prisoner's escaped from the guardhouse. Yes, armed too. Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Chittenden Jalamonley. So sorry to have troubled you. Well, thank you. Good night. What was that? Anyone there?
Go now.
It's only you, Ida. No, I was just fastening these windows. They should not have been left unlocked. Ida, where's my hockey stick?
That won't bring her around.
I did not ask for your crude observations, girl. I asked you where my hockey stick is.
Now, look over there in your chest. What it's always been.
Any more of your rudeness, Ida, I'm afraid we shall have to part company.
Don't worry, that's what I see tonight. I'm talking.
Good heavens. How did these get in here?
Well, they ain't mine.
I'm perfectly well aware of that fact. Good heavens. Did you lock the back door when you came in?
No, but meant to.
Go and lock it at once.
But-
Don't stand there gaping. Do as I tell you. Go lock the back door and come back in here. I want to speak to you. I'm afraid something terrible has happened in this house tonight.
So, your conscience is pricking your backside?
You wretched girl. The police. Should I...
Yes. Hello? 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 I mean, who are you? What do you want?
I want your clothes.
My clothes?
Tavares.
Where?
I've locked it. Out. Mr. Till! Mr. Till! Hey, what's going on here? Mr. Till! Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Ow! Oh, it's only you, fickle daring.
Where am I?
You're where you've no right to be.
What has happened?
That's what I'd like to know. Did you see where he went?
See? See who?
Yeah, Mr. Till.
Yes, I saw. What a rough and tumble. Dreadful.
You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, you and Mr. Two-Barter.
Ida, what have I done?
You can tell?
Oh, Ida, if this ever becomes known in the village, I'm a ruined woman. Never have I touched a drop of alcohol in my life before.
Well, we certainly made up for it tonight, haven't we? How well would that be?
Oh, I mustn't be seen here. Not like this.
Well, can you walk?
Of course I can walk. Oh, well, the spirit is willing.
But the legs ain't. Yeah, you better come upstairs and rest. Oh, wait a minute, can't you? Yeah. You rest there, get you? And I'll wait for your other. Oh, I'm coming.
Now, what has she left me here for?
Come this way. Yeah. Now where's she gone?
Did she say when she would be back?
She never said she was going.
Then I suppose Mr. Toop is with her.
Shall I take your things, Your Highness?
My things? Oh, yes, thank you.
We wasn't expecting you till tomorrow.
Then I suppose there will be a bed for me somewhere tonight?
Well, somewhere. Somehow.
Who are you?
Well, Ida.
Oh, Ida, of course. That explains everything, doesn't it?
What?
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm Ida. I'm the maid.
Oh, the maid! Oh,
Oh, of course you never would have thunk it. I've seen me all dressed up like this, would you? Oh, but mind you, Your Highness, if I'd have known it was you at the front door, well, I'd have slipped into me uniform. You know, it is my night out.
you are forgiven.
Well, sit down, Your Highness, and I'll get you some supper.
I care for nothing to eat, thank you.
Well, sit down anyway. Oh, pardon me, I'm a bit put out tonight.
You are quite well, aren't you?
Oh, yes, ever so. I'll just get rid of these.
What was that?
What?
I thought I heard someone groan.
Oh, that was me. Oh, leastway it was my neuritis.
Oh, neuritis. Oh, you have my sympathy. I get a touch of it now and again myself. Mine is in the arm.
Mine's in the closet.
Suppose every village has one. Good heavens! Tavares!
Scout calling.
That's right, Your Highness. Make yourself at home.
Here, girl, come here.
Have you a brother in this house?
I haven't got no brother at all. Why?
A lunatic came in here just now.
What?
He threatened me with a rod of iron.
I'll fetch you soda water.
I don't need any soda water. I tell you, a lunatic came in here just now.
Perhaps it was a mirage.
A what?
A mirage! Oh, I've been reading about him in the weekly. In this one, the hero, Digby his name is searching for his manhood. After many months, his searching has taken him across the burning desert, and he's dying of thirst. His throat is as raw as red hot cinders. His black, swollen tongue is lolling out of his mouth, and terror fingers is clawing at his body.
Oh, I think I'll be sick. I tell you, a lunatic came in here just now in his underwear and threatened me with an iron poker.
And where'd he go?
I didn't notice.
That's right, Your Highness. Sit down and take it easy.
Oh, Penelope, my dear.
Uncle! Oh, what a surprise! Oh, sit down, my dear. You said you weren't coming until tomorrow.
Oh, I know. That hotel, too awful for words. I just packed up my things after dinner and fled.
Oh, and you've been here all alone.
No, not alone.
Oh, you mean Ida. It's all right, Ida. You can go to bed. I'll look after the bishop.
Please, can I have a word with you? Alone?
No, not now, Ida. In the morning.
But you don't know what's happened.
That's okay. I will explain to Mrs. Tooth.
But I don't mean what you mean. Miss Gillen.
Never mind about Miss Gillen now, Ida. Just go and put those bottles in the bishop's bed. Not those bottles, the hot water bottles. Ida, come here. Let me feel those bottles. Just as I thought, they're stone cold. Now go and fill them again and use hot water this time. What is the matter with you, Ida?
Alcohol, my dear.
Please. Can I take your coat?
No, thank you. I can do that. All I asked you to do was to go and fill those bottles again.
Well, I've done my best.
Someday I will find you all know right where you
Penelope, my dear.
Uncle, oh, it is nice to see you again. Have you been here long?
What on earth is that noise?
That? Oh, that's just the radio. I'll go and switch it off.
Please, Mom. No. Now where's she gone?
don't you go to bed?
I do not want to go to bed. Penelope, what is the mystery?
Mystery, Uncle?
Don't stand there acting yourself silly. What is going on?
I don't know what you're talking about, darling.
You don't, eh? Then why are you acting so queerly? What on earth is the matter with that maid of yours, and who was the lunatic who attacked me just now?
What?
Oh, I'm not going to say it all again. I'll simply tell you that a lunatic, a wild-eyed creature in a state of undress, came in here and threatened me with an iron poker.
Uncle.
He disappeared as mysteriously as he came. And when I questioned your maid about it, she, quite clumsily I might say, denied all knowledge of him.
Well, sit down again, darling. I'll put my coat away and then we can talk it over quietly.
Stop trying to humor me, Penelope. I tell you, I am in complete possession of all of my faculties. And if you will pardon my saying so, I'm beginning to feel that I am the only person in the house who is. I will tell you again, I have been attacked. A lunatic came in here. He was half naked, brandishing a rod of iron at me. Penelope? Oh, heavens! Are you dead? Oh, this is dreadful. Oh, just a faint. Air! Air! Oh, where is that half-witted maid? Good heavens! What are you doing there?
I was, praying.
Oh,
What happened to Penelope?
she fainted.
Why?
How the hell? How should I know? Does she faint often?
Well, how the heck? How should I know?
Well, really, don't supplicate there, man. Help me get her to the sofa. Careful, don't jump. I'll get some brandy.
You know, I don't understand. She was all right when she left me a few minutes ago. It must have been a shock seeing you.
What?
Well, it caught me below the belt, I can tell you that.
Really? Here. It would be best that she see your face first when she comes round.
Why?
It will give her confidence.
I doubt it. Come along then, darling. Have a little dinky-winky. Oh, well, come on now, darling. I say, if you've got a straw or something.
My dear Coop!
What did you say?
What?
I said, what did you say?
I merely said, my dear Coop.
Oh.
What did you go do that for? You're not going to faint, are you?
No such luck.
Now I shall have to get more brandy.
Oh, yes, get some more.
Oh, Penelope!
Who? Oh.
Really, such carelessness is astounding. It's tantamount to slaughter.
Oh, why, it can't amount to slaughter.
What on earth is the matter with everyone in this house? Oh, young girl, come here. Give me those and go.
See, Shyness?
Yes, give them to me and go. I'll put these at her feet Now where has he got to? There you are.
So I am.
What are you doing down there?
Well, I was just looking for last week's collection. I must have dropped it.
What?
Oh, never mind. I found it. Is she coming around?
No, I'm afraid not. You get her some brandy and I'll put these bottles at her feet.
Shouldn't she have a cold key down her back?
I don't know. Is that usual?
Oh, of course. You stay and give me the brandy, and I'll see if I can find my uniform. A key.
No need to run. I have a key.
Oh, why the key to the poor box? Oh, why that's much too small. Though we would have fun trying to get it back.
My dear.
You give me the brandy, and I'll go find the key to the vestry.
Oh.
No, wait! She appears to be coming round. Come here, come here. Say something to her.
What should I say?
I don't know. Say anything. Sing to her. It may comfort her.
Oh.
Someday I will find you. Uncle's right behind you.
Lionel. Lionel.
Pen, can you hear me?
Stop shouting at her. She's an invalid, not a long-distance call. Get out of the way. You obviously have no bedside manner. Penelope, my dear. Penelope?
Lionel. Lionel. Uncle. Upside down.
Brandy! Give more brandy. There, my child.
There, my child.
How long does it take to get a divorce?
What?
How long does it take to get a divorce?
There, my child.
Stop hitting me!
Stop hitting her! Penelope, you're obviously overwrought.
I'll say I am.
What has this man done to you?
Well, I haven't done anything. Have I?
Be quiet. I am addressing your wife.
His wife? Me?
I guess we shouldn't have had that last gin and lime.
So, that's it. You're both inebriated. You're drunk.
Oh, Uncle!
I'm shocked. I'm appalled.
Oh, Uncle, you're not going so soon.
I am not going out. I am going to bed. We shall talk in the morning.
Now, just a minute, sir.
Not another word from you, sir. Penelope, which is my room?
I'll show you.
No, stay there. I can find it myself.
The second on the left and the back on the
Thank you. Good night. Oh, too, it might interest you to know that a very much to be desired living has just become vacant in my diocese. I came here hoping to find you the suitable person to fill the vacancy.
Oh, go away.
I thought you were called to the church, but obviously you've been called to the bar.
The rat! It's big full of rats!
Oh, I don't know. I'd say under normal circumstances, he's probably a cheery old soul.
What are you talking about?
Why, your uncle.
Well, I'm talking about my husband. What am I going to do?
I'll tell you exactly what you're going to do.
I'm going to...
Well, you're going straight upstairs and tell your uncle he's made an absurd mistake. That I'm not your husband, and that your husband is in fact a good man who at the moment...
Who at the moment is locked in the arms of a woman in that closet.
What?
It's true, I tell you. Lionel was in there with that woman.
What woman?
Oh, there was only one that woman in my life. Miss Skillen.
What are they doing in there?
Sleeping.
What?
He's in Miss Skillen's arms.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm going to get them both out of there and raise the devil.
Oh, but how are you going to explain me away?
I can't be bothered about that until I know what Lionel has been up to.
Well, while coping with that, get me my uniform. I think the situation calls for a uniform.
Oh, hurry. They're moving in there. I want to deal with them alone.
Well, give me my uniform and I'll pass out of your life forever.
Right. Here it is. Oh, no, it isn't.
What?
It's gone.
What, the stripe as well? Oh, Sergeant, have mercy on me.
Oh, well, now then, don't lose your head.
Oh, lose my head? What does my head matter? I've lost my uniform, haven't I?
Oh, for heaven's sake, keep calm. You can easily buy another, can't you?
Buy another? Oh, give me the strength not to hit you hard. How am I going to back you up without a uniform?
Use your imagination. Go as you are and bribe the colonel to keep his mouth shut.
Listen to the woman. Listen, I want my uniform. Do you hear me? I want my uniform.
Will you stop shouting at me? You're not speaking to one of your brass hats now, remember? Really, if this is the sort of behavior they teach you in the army, the sooner you resign, the better.
Resign. Resign. Please keep quiet. Everything you say is more stupid than the last. Get a hold of that half-wit maid, Ida, from Idamore, whatever her name is, and see if she's seen it.
Why should she have seen it? And in any case, how am I going to explain how it came to be in the chest at all?
I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is I want my uniform.
Not understand how it got moved. Nobody ever goes into the chest. Well, not once in a blue moon.
Look, I'm on my knees before you. I beg of you, don't stand there pouring oil on an already blazing inferno. Get me my uniform.
Don't grovel about on the floor like that. You're taking all the crease out of Lionel's second best trousers.
To hell with Lionel's second best trousers. What about my trousers? Where are they?
Listen, if the worst comes to the worst, I have an old kilt upstairs. Go back in that and say you've transferred to the Gordon Highlanders.
I want my uniform.
If you say that again, I'll hit you.
Well, if you don't find it, I'll go straight upstairs and tell the bishop everything.
You wouldn't.
Oh, wouldn't I? I'm sure he'd love to know the kind of man your husband really is.
He's learning to. He's learning. Alms.
You're going to bed.
I was almost in bed when I heard shouting down here.
Oh, we were just having a few words, that's all.
You sounded like a drunken brawl to me.
Well, now look here, sir.
I am looking, sir. Don't bother.
Excuse me.
What is it, Ida?
Please, Mom. Another word with you alone.
Will you see?
Shall I go?
No, of course not, Uncle.
I seem to be in the way.
Oh, it isn't your fault, Your Highness.
And I do wish you wouldn't keep on calling me that.
Ida, will you please go to bed?
But-
Bed.
Yes, good night, Good night, Your Highness.
Stop calling me Your Highness!
Yes, your Grace. Your Grace. Your
Penelope, I wish you would explain to that poor creature that I am neither the Archangel Gabriel nor the Aga Khan. And as for you, sir. Now where has he got to?
Who?
Your husband. So there you are.
So I am.
I couldn't help but overhear as I was coming down the stairs what you were both saying. Penelope, I should like to know what's going on in this house.
Nothing. Nothing at all. We'll talk it over in the morning. Now do go to bed.
I am not going to bed until I find out what is going on. I distinctly heard this gentleman say, if you don't find it, I shall go upstairs and tell the bishop everything. Now, what did he mean by that?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Did you, dear?
Oh, no, darling.
Then I suppose you meant nothing when you said, he'd love to learn the kind of fellow your husband really is.
Oh, Pen, tell him the truth. Don't let it blabber on like this.
Blabber, sir.
Uncle,
Penelope, I am addressing your husband.
he's not my husband.
What?
He's not my husband. I'm not married to him.
Not married? Oh, I think I'm going to faint. Merciful heavens, what was that?
I think it was an owl.
An owl?
Ow, my
Sir,
foot. Anyway, it wasn't an owl.
it sounded to me like a woman in distress. Was it someone in the house?
Oh, well, I thought it came from outside.
Is something the matter? Have you got something in your eye? Outside. Oh.
No, I distinctly heard it come from inside of the house. There it is again.
The lily pond.
What?
well, someone must have fallen into the lily pond.
But we haven't got a lily
Well, of course
pond.
we've got a lily pond. Everybody's got a lily pond. We must have a lily pond. Come on, Bishop, we'll investigate. But I'm not dressed for the lily pond. That's all right, Lily won't mind.
But it's cold out here.
Cold? All right, I'll get a fire. Now it's up to you.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, I'll keep the old man out there while you get your old man out of there.
And then what?
Start praying. Well, let her out. Let her go, guys. We'll have the bishop think I'm murdering you.
Come out!
Oh, in there! Oh, man! Oh, Mr. Tube! Oh,
Skillen, please be quiet.
how could I be quiet? Oh, man!
Skillen!
Well, there's no use shouting at her. She's fainted.
Open this window. Let me in, I say. It's cold out here.
This is awful. What am I going to do?
Oh, what was that?
Someone at the front door.
No.
Yes!
Let me in, I say.
Shut up.
Why?
What is Skillen at you?
What is going on in there?
Will you stop shouting?
I can't. I won't. I'm going mad.
Let me in, I say.
Get a wagon. Get a straight jacket. Come on.
My assailants! My assailants! You open this window or I shall break it open!
Ida, help me get Miss Skillen out of sight.
Oh, I tried to tell you about her.
Come on now, Ida, Miss Skillen, grab hold of her legs.
Now that's the kind of life it is. Oh, my goodness.
Who could that be? Oh, where are you going?
Is somebody at the door?
There has been for hours, but I can't ask anyone in here until we get Miss Skillen out of sight.
Well, you go to the door and I'll manage Miss Skillen. I've managed her quite a lot tonight. No, walk to the door you go. Give me a minute and I'll have her out of sight.
Thank you, Ida.
You're a nuisance, y'all.
Mommy!
Oh, where am I? Oh, Ida, what keeps happening to me?
Listen, you've got to hide. There's a bishop in the house.
Oh, Bishop, oh, he mustn't see me here. Oh, not like this.
Yeah. This'll send you off to sleep. And when you wake up, oh, I'll make you a nice strong coffee to get you going. Hey, that's the way you belong.
Ida, tell the bishop I'm not at home.
Is it all right, Ida?
Oh, Clem.
Come in, won't you?
Thank you. Most kind, most kind.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Have you been waiting long?
A mere quarter of an hour.
Splendid, I'm so glad. Oh, do, won't you?
Thank you.
Oh, your hat. Oh, and your little scarf. Where is she, Ida? Thank you, Ida. You've been most helpful.
That would be pleased.
Oh, forgive me. You see, I was just...
Not at all. In fact, it is I who must ask your forgiveness, arriving so suddenly.
It's perfectly all right, I assure you.
But you must be.
You were saying,
What? Oh, I was merely going to say you must be surprised to see me.
oh no.
No?
What is one among so many? That way.
Mrs. Tooth, if it will inconvenience you in any way, my staying at the vicarage, I will willingly go down to the village and get a room in the inn.
It's perfectly kind of you.
By the way, my name is Humphrey, Arthur Humphrey.
I'm sure it is. Well, that way.
You see, Mrs. Tooth, after consulting timetables, I discovered that there was no train that would get me here in time for the, that way. The morning service.
I wish I could place that one. Nothing. I'm afraid I interrupted you. Oh, you were saying?
Mr. Tooth, can I see him?
Oh, Mr. Toop? Oh, certainly. He's round and about.
Round and about. Mrs. Toop. You are Mrs. Toop, are you not?
More or less.
Is something troubling you, Mrs. Toop?
Not a thing. Oh, not a thing.
But these persons I saw running around your garden and dashing through your house.
Oh, you mustn't take any notice of that. Those are just the, harvest capers.
Harvest capers.
Yes. It's the sort of game they play during harvest time. Great fun. Would you care to join them?
No. No, thank you. I never caper.
Pity. Do you sing?
Sing? No, Mrs. Toop, I don't sing. I recite a little at times, but I don't sing.
Will you recite to me now?
Now? What should I recite?
Do you know there are fairies at the bottom of our garden?
Well, Mrs. Toop, I will do my best to recite If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs.
And blaming it on you.
If you can trust yourself.
When all men doubt you.
Oh, Mrs. Toop. Oh, she's not here.
Oh.
Mrs. Toop.
Oh.
Come in.
Ow.
Oh, there's something in anguish in that closet. Be brave, Humphrey. Be brave. Oh, good heavens, madam. What on earth has happened?
Where is he? Where is he?
Where's who?
That man! That dreadful man!
Madam, don't you think you should lie down for a moment?
No. I must get away from this house. This wicked house.
Wicked? Madam, this is the vicarage.
Vicarage or no vicarage, I have been drugged.
What?
Drugged!
Oh,
And the harvest festival is tomorrow. Oh, what will the harvest be?
bountiful, we hope. Do sit down, madam. Oh, you are sitting.
Oh,
Now, tell me everything.
no, not everything.
Go as far as you can.
Are we alone?
Now.
Where is Mrs. Toop?
Mrs. Toop? She was in here just a moment ago.
She mustn't find me here. This is all her doing.
What is?
My undoing.
Madam, I don't understand. Who has undone you?
Take me away! Take me away!
Madam, please don't hurt me. I'm a married man.
Out you get loose. Trying to roll on here. Take no notice of her. She isn't quite, well, you know.
Oh.
Good heavens! This is an outrage! Oh! I mean, he!
Oh, this is where we came in. Back into your kennel.
Why do you keep her in the closet?
Oh, she's a bad case, sir. She has to have darkness and lots of it. Well, she's harmless, really. Just love stuff. Oh, if you know what I mean.
Quite. Tell me, who was that person who ran in here just now?
Well, the least I say, the better. I've heard things going on in this house that you just wouldn't understand.
I can quite believe it. I haven't understood a single thing that's happened since I came here.
Oh, would you like some coffee while you're waiting, so?
No coffee. But could you procure me a glass of milk?
Ice cold.
Oh,
I'll fetch it right away, sir.
thank you.
Oh, and whatever you see, please pretend you don't see. See?
Whatever I see, pretend I don't see. See?
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
What was?
Oh, your recitation. Now, how about the wreck of the Hesper?
She's gone back to the closet.
I've disturbed you just when you're going to have a little nap. Of course, you've had a long journey, haven't you?
8 3/4 miles.
8 3/4 miles? From dining car? You must be like a sodden rag. Now you put your feet up, and I'll mix you a pick-me-up.
I really don't want
Of
to.
course you do. I always give this all my friends. There. That way. Here. And now drink this. The sooner the better.
Oh well. Just a little perhaps. That was delicious. I'm really not in the habit of, that really was good. The glass. Do you mind?
Certainly. You feel better already, don't you?
Much.
I thought you might. Oh, now lie back and have a little nap. Nothing like a restful sunstroke.
Sunstroke. They're mad. They must be.
You startled me, too.
Mr. Toot, I shall soon begin to think that I am in a madhouse.
Well, you ought to know. It's your house, too.
This is the vicarage, isn't it, Toot?
Why ask me, too?
Why do you keep calling me Toot?
Well, aren't you too? Too?
No.
My name is Humphrey. So you're the real Humphrey. Oh, that's all right then. By the way, have you seen a soldier's uniform around?
A soldier's uniform. There's none of one of them. Don't you think you should lie down for a moment? You must be very tired after your capers in the garden.
Oh, there you are.
My uniform? No. I just was so desperate, your old man.
How dare you?
Well, sorry. Same lodge.
Oh, where is Uncle?
Uncle. Last time I saw Uncle, he was taking a header into the gooseberry bush.
We'll go and dig him out at once.
Well, I was going to sit down for a minute, thank you.
You were going to what?
Well, our friend here seemed to think it advisable. Didn't you?
Well, I certainly thought he appeared a little, unstrung.
Here we are, sir.
Excuse me.
Here we are, sir.
Thank you.
What you want to do that for? Well, you go want to go in our book? Every time we come in the room.
You bring out the gypsy in me.
Oh, you can trust your little Ida. Oh, Ida won't squeal.
Ida, you may go.
I liked you better in your uniform.
Thanks. Oh, by the way, you haven't seen it, of course.
Of course.
Of course. Well, does that mean of course you have or of course you haven't?
Of course I am.
You have? Where is it?
It's in the kitchen.
It's in her kitchen. Did you hear that? It's in her kitchen.
So I gathered.
Oh, I love you.
Bring it in here.
Yes. At once. Yes. Oh. He loves me.
Oh, you must forgive Ida. She's just a little, well, you know, but a splendid worker.
Mrs. Tooth. You are Mrs. Tooth, are you not?
That's the one thing I am certain of.
I cannot help feeling that my presence in your house is an embarrassment to you. Have I your permission to seek accommodations in the village, please?
Yes. I just don't know how to begin to apologize to you.
Well, why not just tell him everything? You're a sportsman, aren't you?
Well, I haven't got a blue for anything. I'm very late rounders.
Oh, rounders. Well, you must come and join us sometime.
Mr. Tooth. You are Mr. Tooth, are you not?
Well, that's just it. As a matter of fact, my husband is outside and will be here in a minute.
What?
So you see, he's... Why don't you want to help him?
Time like this.
Infuriating, you can't place his face.
Never mind about facing a place. Placing a face. Where on earth is Ida with my uniform?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, look at this dear little man.
Now what?
What's the matter with him?
He's tired?
Sounds like
He's what?
we can't leave him like this, thrown all over the floor.
Well, have you got him back?
Oh, he's coming round. Here, give him this.
Here, drink this.
Air.
He doesn't want this. He wants air. With soda? Oh, air! Well, I think you've got some out of the garden.
Oh, what? Where are you going?
Back to the lily pond.
Well, don't give up hope. Remember, as one door closes, another opens. Oh, do come in.
Listen, I am a desperate man.
Yeah, well, I'm not exactly carefree.
Do you know who I am?
My dear, I've been trying to place you all the evening.
Out there in the garden. There are men hunting for.
Oh, no, you're mistaken. You see, it's not you they're after.
I tell you, they're hunting in your garden for me.
Well, they've got a nice night for it. What on earth? Put that thing away. It might be loaded.
It is loaded.
It is loaded.
Be
What?
quiet. If you value your life, you must help me.
Oh, but you don't understand.
They are here. Sit down.
Here.
I am your husband. Understand?
Oh, no. I remember him.
Your husband or your life.
There, my child. If you betray me,
Are you feeling better now?
You say that you're not Mr. Tooth.
You're not going to start that again, are you?
Of course he isn't Mr. Tooth. Why, this is Mr. Tooth.
What?
I said this was Mr. Tooth. Aren't you, darling?
yes.
Oh, well, it's good to meet you, darling. I say, you move pretty quickly, don't you? Well, not 5 minutes ago, you were running around the garden in your underpants. And now you're here, clothed and in your right mind. If one could be in this house.
Well, you like that, aren't you, darling?
Like what?
Well, dress today and strip tomorrow.
kitchen too?
Yes, second door on the left.
Your husband? Have you told him about, and has he told you?
Oh, yes, yes. It was all a joke, wasn't it, my sweet?
A yoke, yes. A yoke? You call it a yoke to run around the garden in your underpants?
Of course it was.
Yoke? I've heard that before. Whither away, Fred?
Where can I wash?
All over if you like. Before you go, would you call it a yoke to run around the garden in your underpants?
I wouldn't know. I've never run around the garden in my underpants before.
Come on, you.
I don't know. I was perfectly sane before I entered this house.
I'm wondering if you think you thought you saw what I think I thought I saw.
What do you think you thought you saw?
Well, I think I... Did a pair of underpants run up those stairs just now?
They did.
Did you see them?
They were inhabited.
The vicar.
Well, you just told me he was the vicar. All right, then. We know you're not the vicar. Don't lie. Who are you?
Stand back.
What?
Do not move, any of you.
Well, here now. What the...
First one to move a step will get a bullet to the head.
Mr. Tube?
This is not my husband.
Not?
No.
But you just now said it he was!
Now, look here, old man. A yoke's a yoke, but really...
One more step. And dos vidania.
Dos Vidania? Why, he's a commie.
What?
A red.
No.
Yes, watch. Tavares.
Tavares.
You see, he couldn't resist.
One more example of your clerical humor, my friend. And it will be your last.
Why, you no good dirty...
Don't.
Perhaps you're right.
This is dreadful.
What dreadful?
What are we going to do?
Well, I don't know.
What does we think?
Oh, yes, let's try that, shall we?
The keys to the garage.
You're going to take my car?
I am.
Yeah, well, you won't get far. There's no gas.
Is that so?
Yes, we've just filled our lighters. I say, do you mind if we sit down? It's been a rather strenuous evening.
No tricks.
Oh, do sit down.
I don't want to sit down. Somehow.
Sit down!
Oh, well then, where do we take it from here?
What?
Well, we can't just sit here like this, can we?
Listen to me. Out there in the garden, there are soldiers hunting for.
Soldiers?
Yes.
Well, that's lucky.
It is lucky for you that you are not a soldier. Or you'd be dead by now.
What? Me, a soldier? Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Come back! If any of them men come in here, you're to pass me off as one of yourselves.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. My sergeant will be livid.
I can see that you are going to be troublesome. Perhaps the lady and I could carry off the deception better. Alone.
How are you going to dispose of us?
What is through that door?
Oh, it's just a closet.
You and you. In you go.
I think that particular closet is engaged right now.
Who is in there?
Sweet Rosie O'Grady.
In you go. What? Stop. Now listen to me very carefully. If anyone comes into the room, you are not to make the slightest sound. The lady and I will be close together. Stop that! She will be covered with this revolver. If you attempt to raise an alarm in any way, a bullet shall enter her heart. Understand?
I think so.
Well, perhaps you'd better repeat it.
Chin up, sweetheart.
Sweetheart. Ah, so you are Mr. Toot. I'm so pleased to meet you.
How do you do?
Here you go. And you?
You can't do this to me.
Can't I?
Oh, well, of course you can. Step to the rear of the bus.
I want some money
Money?
for my escape.
I'll write you a check.
I want money now. You must have some somewhere in the house. Where is it?
Oh, it's in my bedroom. I'll get it.
We will get it. Too late. They are here. Remember, I am your husband. Soon we will get rid of them. Your name, what is it?
Penelope.
Penelope what?
Toop. You don't think you'll get away with this, do you?
I certainly hope so, for your sake.
You don't need to go around to the front of the house. There is a window right here. All right.
Who is that?
Of my uncle.
Your uncle? Then he will know that I am not your husband. He will betray me, and then I shall have to shoot you.
Oh, I believe you're just aching to shoot me. But if you will keep quiet, I think I can manage to save my own skin.
And mine?
All right. Nothing to get excited about. I am not excited. But I tell you, that man of yours deliberately pushed me down onto the marrow bed.
And he was only doing his duty for king and country. He thought he was a bloke we're after, see? He thought he was a Russian spy.
But I tell you...
Anyhow, how do I know you're not, eh? You haven't proved it to me yet, have you, pal?
Pal! Penelope, will you kindly tell this gentleman just who I am?
Oh, yes. Sergeant, this is my uncle, the Bishop of Lax.
Bishop? Well, sorry, you bishopric.
What happened to you, Uncle?
Well, you see, Mum, it's like this. There's a commie spy escaped from the guardhouse. So he has a scout round about, and he comes across this old geezer here. No offense, sir. And he was upside down in the gooseberry bush, and his legs were sticking up. At first we thought it was a wheelbarrow.
Well, I can assure you, Sergeant, my uncle is not the man you're looking for.
Well, that's that. I don't suppose you've seen a stranger knocking about, Mum?
Oh, no, I'm afraid I haven't.
Well, that's that.
Get rid of them.
What?
Get rid of them.
Uncle, you've had a long evening. Why don't you go to bed? Sergeant, will you be around long?
Everybody hang around till we find him, Mum, but don't you worry.
I'll try not to.
Well, I'll be off. Good night, all. What a lovely moon. Makes me feel all romantic like.
Are you married, Sergeant?
Why bring her up?
Penelope, I should like a full explanation. I presume this is your husband?
Oh, yes, this is my husband. Oh, Lionel, dear, this is Uncle. You've heard me speak of him.
How do you do? Taval! What I don't understand, if this is your husband, then who's the fellow who kept hiding all the time?
He was the Russian.
He was the Russian.
What?
The Russian.
Oh, you mean the fellow those soldiers are outside looking for. Why didn't you tell me that before?
Oh, well, Uncle, the whole time he was here, he had me covered with a revolver.
My poor child. No wonder you behaved so strangely. But who was the man I mistook for the lunatic?
Oh, that was you, wasn't it, Lionel?
Yes.
Well, why were you in a state of undress?
Yes, Lionel, why were you? Tell Uncle.
The Russian came in here while I was alone. He attacked me and took my clothes.
My dear children, this is a ghastly experience. Suppose we phone the police. What do you think?
I think that would be most unwise.
You do?
Why? Before the receiver had left the hook, your lifeless body would no doubt be falling to the floor.
My dear Troop, Must you state your conjectures quite so melodramatically? My lifeless body. Oh, if you don't mind, I feel the need of a little stimulant.
Oh, yes, I'll get you one.
You think? Why do you follow your wife so closely?
I love her.
A most abnormal passion. Penelope, there is something in that closet.
No, Uncle. No, it's just the cat.
The cat?
Yes, it's Tittles. She sleeps in there. Why, she's slept in there for years.
Well, it's about time she came out.
Stop it! Or else you...
Uncle, don't open the door.
Why?
Well, it might be dangerous.
Dangerous? Why?
Oh, dangerous? Why? Well, she's going to have kittens.
Well, I love the little darlings. I wonder how many she'll have.
I am tired.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Shall we go to bed?
Yes. Well, certainly not.
The money.
What?
The money.
Yes, I'll get it for you. Good night, my poppet.
Good night, my puppet.
What you doing in that closet, Nina?
I just thought I would have a look at that old cat.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. She's fiddly.
Well, I wonder if she has had her kittens.
Had a what? You're upset. No wonder. After all the frolic in her eyes last night. Been kind of taken out of yourself, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And the sooner that I am put back, the better.
Would you like guys to get you a nice cooked lace spam?
I care for nothing more than a few biscuits, thank you.
There in the dining room. I'll get them
Wait,
for you.
I prefer to choose for myself, thank you.
Not much of a choice, I'm afraid. We've only got 2 kinds. Old or broken. Well, now where's he gone? You can't lug this uniform around all night. Carl, Mr. What's-your-name? Are you out there?
Oh, I'm in here, Ida. Ida? Are you there?
Oh, I thought you'd gone up to bed. The Russian!
Oh, no. My name's Humphrey.
Humphrey?
Yes, I come to take the service tomorrow.
You, sir, are an imposter. You have changed your camp and escaped your uniform.
Oh, so you know then. Actually, my uniform escaped me, but I know where it is now. It's in the kitchen. Sir, come here a moment. Oh, I really haven't got time. Sir! Sir! Oh,
Aren't you? No, I'm too. You are an I beg your pardon.
Who are you?
I am the Bishop of Blacks.
Then it is you who are the imposter, for I happen to know that the bishop is not arriving until tomorrow.
I happen to be the bishop, and I happen to have arrived tonight. And I happen to wish that I hadn't.
Where is Penelope?
She's gone to bed with her husband.
What?
Penelope! Where are you going?
Oh, for a walk.
What, you just went upstairs to go to bed?
Oh, well,
I have insomnia. That's no reason for Penelope to go for a walk.
oh, he likes me to go everywhere with him. Don't you, darling?
Darling, but Penelope.
Penelope, who is this gentleman?
That? That's Mr. Humphrey.
Mr. Humphrey?
Did anyone call? What's going on here? Blimey! 1, 2, 3, 4. What's this, the crow's nest?
Sergeant, arrest most of these people.
Most of them?
Uncle, if you'd only give...
Penelope, who are all of these men? They can't all be Mr. Humphrey.
Now you pipe down your bishopric, and I'll ask the questions. Sit down, everybody! Now then, one of my men found these in the vicarage garden just now. The clothes the Russian was wearing when he opted.
I must speak.
Sit down! And since these was found, he's got rid of these. It's probable or not he's wearing a suit of clothes what don't belong to him.
If he's wearing any clothes at all.
Shut up! And since these was found in the vicarage garden, it's as likely as not he's wearing a suit of clothes what belonged to the vicar.
Most probable. I'm so sorry. Don't interrupt.
I won't. So what we have to look for is a man dressed as a parson.
Oh, he's quite right.
A man dressed as a parson.
If I may,
One minute, this ain't no parish council meeting.
Excuse me.
Who the hell are you?
I beg your pardon.
Oh, this is Ida, my maid.
Maid, eh?
Oh, what is it, Ida?
So you're the maid, are you?
Not very quick on the uptake, are you? Please, Monk, can I have a word with you alone?
No, you can't. Nobody leaves this room till I give the word.
Why, what's happened?
Never you mind, my girl. Just be glad you're not mixed up in it. Or are you? No, you couldn't be.
Oh, what have y'all been up to, the whole lot of you?
Here you go, Ida. Here's a 10 spot for all your trouble.
Oh, what you
Oh,
read?
no, don't take me now, Ida. A word of advice, though. Look it over carefully before you spend it. Now, off you go.
Now then, which of you lot here is the vicar?
I am.
Blimey. I shall repeat my question. Which of you, if any, is the vicar here?
I am.
I shall repeat my question just once more. Which of you is the vicar here? Don't talk, will you? Lost your tongues, have you?
My dear Sergeant.
Now, no need your sauce soap.
Humor him, old boy. Call him General. Ask him what he did at Ladysmith.
What did you do to Lady Smith?
Now you're doing this together, are you?
Good Lord, no.
Well, is A the vicar here?
Oh, how am I... Are you the vicar here?
You know very well I'm not.
How does he know you're not the vicar here, eh?
Because he's the vicar here! I make a request! Sergeant! Sergeant! It is obvious if you wish to find out who the vicar is, you should ask his wife.
Well, I guess there's something in that. Now, I suppose, Mum, you are the vicar's wife.
Yes, Sergeant.
Then which of this lot here is your husband?
Oh, well, this is my husband.
Oh, well, that is a lie. I am my wife's husband. Penelope, have you gone mad? I tell you, I am the vicar of this parish, and this lady is my wife.
Why didn't you say so?
Penelope, for heaven's sake, tell this man the truth.
Truth aloud. That's what I always say. Sergeant, what do you always say?
Shut up. Your identification card, if you please.
I do not carry my identification card in my pajamas.
Defaulter number 1. Your identification card, if you please.
It's in my other suit.
Defaulter number 2. Your identification card, if you please.
So that's Betty Grable. I must have forgotten it. Very naughty of me.
Very. Defaulter number 3. Your identification
If you
card.
please, Sergeant. Believe it or not, I'm actually the ghost of Hamlet's father, and I haven't got my identification card.
Defaulter number 4. A comic card, right? Well, you don't make me laugh. Your identification card, if you please.
Certainly, Sergeant.
Blimey, he's got one. 2. Lionel, Vicarage Merton cum Milwick.
You villain! That is my card. That is my identification card. Those are my clothes. That man knocked me down and took them from me.
Then why didn't you say so before?
Because I didn't recognize him, but that card proves it.
That is precisely what happened to me. I was attacked and my clothes were taken. I told the bishop about it, didn't I?
Oh, yes, that's right.
You low-down, double-crossing bunch of
Baskets. We know.
Sergeant, not rest out, all of you!
You can arrest me, sir.
What on earth?
Oh, no, man. A conflagration. What?
A conflagration! A conflagration? This is the final conflagration. Dos Vidania! Our leaders have kept their word. At last, capitalist swine. Soon you will all be crushed by the Iron Curtain. Soon, the British Bulldog, the British Empire, the British
Gaslight and Coal Company.
Gaslight and Coal Company. All shall perish. This is
the revolution.
The revolution. Tavarish.
Here, take that and keep him covered.
Stand back, everyone.
This one worked this time.
And you run around the garden, see if you can find my men. Tell them to come here right away. Go on, run!
Certainly, Sergeant, but I'm telling you to ring them.
Run! Now then, what I want to know is why you didn't tell me who he was right away.
Well, Sergeant, what would you do with a revolver tickling the ribs?
You mean he...
Yes, Sergeant, my ribs.
You dirty commie.
That reminds me, you won't be needing the housekeeping money now.
Oh, darling, no wonder you behave so strangely.
Darling, you are the bigger ass.
I am.
Glad to meet you. You might ring up the station and let them know we got a bird.
I'll do it.
Come on, Tavares, behind the Iron Curtain.
Hello? A police station. Merton cum Middlewick, please.
Penelope, are you sure you're all right?
Oh, yes, I think so. It was rather a shock, but I'm all right now.
I'm so glad. You know, I ought to go see who it was ringing that bell.
A police station. Merton cum Middlewick. Bah!
Well, wasn't it?
The Odeon. Leicester Square. Quickly, before they come back, my uniform.
Well, I said it's in the kitchen.
But it's not that book.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Well, let's start all over again at the chest.
Why waste time looking in the one place we know it isn't? Oh, you darling thing, I never thought I'd see you again. Oh, somebody's coming. You darling thing. Oh, it's only Ida.
Are you all right, Mum?
Oh, yeah, I don't think so. Did you hear the church bells?
Yeah. I rung 'em.
What do you mean?
Well, he wrote on the 10 bob note, ring church bell.
And the trick worked. The ruddy red thought it was a signal for the communist revolution.
So that's why he changed his tune.
Oh, well, speaking of changing, I'd better go in here.
Ida, is that you?
Uncle's in there. You'd better go upstairs and change. And when you're done, you can...
Just jump out the window. Don't forget, I gotta get out of here as soon as possible.
Ida.
Are there any biscuits in the kitchen?
Oh, I don't know.
Penelope, it was Ida who...
I won't stay in there 1 moment longer.
Miss Skillet, haven't you gone home yet?
No, but I am leaving your house this instant.
Oh, well, that's the best news I've had tonight.
Mr. Toop, you have horrified me. Mrs. Toop, you have only confirmed preserve the opinion I have always held of you.
Miss Skillen, you may be one of my oldest parishioners, but I cannot stand here and let you besmirch my wife's character.
Character? Huh.
Yes, she may be a trifle more broad-minded than we are.
Now, if you see my trousers,
Yes.
Trousers? Ah! Why, surely. Yes, it is.
What is?
Mrs. Toop's sweetheart.
Really?
What? The soldier in the jeep. And it was you having the rough and tumble on the carpet with Mrs. Toop.
What?
I thought it was you, but it was you. How did you come by those clothes?
Penelope, what does this mean?
I should like to know what everything means.
we better tell.
Yes, I suppose we'd better. Look, Lionel, just sit there. Well, you see, Lionel, Clive was just
Oh,
going...
I'm Clive. How do you do?
Oh, how do you do?
He's an old friend of mine.
We're very old.
Oh, we toured together.
In a play called Private Lives.
One at a time, if you please.
Well, you see, Lionel, after you'd gone this evening, Clive turned up here.
Well, and since we're old friends, Penn suggested we go out together.
Oh, and I saw in the Blackford paper that little theater there was playing
Private Lives.
So I suggested we should go and see it.
You see,
Lionel,
I haven't
after
seen
you'd gone
Penelope
this evening,
since,
Clive turned up
well,
here.
until tonight. I'm in the army now. I'm stationed there with family.
That was the
I was
one
driving through the
I
village
thought
in the
best
jeep
to
the other
go
day when I
out.
saw him.
I
Well, I
saw
called you
him
this evening and
that
we're wondering
little
how we
theater
might pass our
playing
time when
Private
Penn
Lives.
saw in the
So I
local
suggested we
paper
should go and
that the
see
company
it.
there was
Well,
playing
Lionel's
Private
out.
Lives.
I'm in second best suit.
How far are you?
Second best suit, where are you?
Private Lives, but I'll catch up. Now, of course, we had to go and see it again. But as Blackford's out of bounds from me, well, I couldn't go in uniform. So Penn lent me yours second best suit.
I should never have you can go.
Yeah, we were just
You
on
do
the way
walk
out.
around
Talking
things,
about the
don't you?
play cropped up.
Well,
There's a
just
scene
trigger
where Penn and I have a
We
fight.
can argue about a scene in the play where
Sorry,
Ellen
I'm going
plays
too
Clive's
fast.
part. And Amanda.
You see, while we were waiting, Mrs. Skillen was to come in and we didn't see her.
I think that I shall go mad in a minute.
You see,
We were both
on the floor,
Oh,
like this. While we were here, Mrs. Skillen must...
Yes.
Be